Hey folks, this is BlackCross here. As I'm sure most of you have already been aware of, I am back from my Pennsylvania trip. And I've been trying to kind of get my sleep schedule right, because it's kind of been messed up for the last couple of days. Actually, to be honest, I haven't been able to have a chance to record in this whole weekend since I've been back, mostly because I've had some difficult problems, as well as been to a party with some of my good friends, so that was fun. But, that being said, I will get back to my recording very shortly. I've still got like 5 videos that I can upload at any time I want to. I just don't want to get myself too far behind to where I don't end up having any videos to be released during the days that I can release them. Regardless though, what I'm going to be doing, and this is kind of lazy, but I figured, you know what, why not, just to hear some of you guys' opinions. I'm going to be doing a once-a-month video of games that I have bought over the past month. Obviously, I haven't bought that many games within the past couple of months. Mostly because most of the money has either been saving for the Pennsylvania trip or another trip that will happen later on, which I'll do a video for that, obviously. That and doing the car payment, as well as getting equipment for this channel of mine. So I've been kind of tight on cash as it is. But anytime I can, I will try my best to get certain games that I run across whenever they're actually at great prices. And as a gamer, or actually for anyone who is a gamer and going back and recollecting older game titles, it's not easy. Sometimes you have to delve in deeper in your normal venue. Like most of us have the normal venue. We have like eBay, Amazon. Some people usually go on some of the more unfamiliar websites like Lukey Games. There's one game website, but I can't remember for the life of mine. But those are the normal online game stores that we usually go for. And then for those of us who usually like to prefer to go locally, we go for GameStop, even though right now they are going back into collecting older game titles, but they're selling them at a little bit of a higher price than they should be. And mind you, these are unpopular titles, like NFL games being $7 to $8. It is a football game. By now, people have already moved on to the PS4 and Xbox One titles. Why would you even invest in something like that? I mean, no offense, if you're a fan of that particular series and you collect them, understandable. Just why? But that's a rant for another time. What I'm going to be talking about, though, is the fact that whenever I was at Pennsylvania, there was like 5 or 6 GameStops. So needless to say, all of them basically had almost the exact same type of games that are there. You know, the obvious, from like the PS3, 360, Xbox One, PS4, Wii, Wii U, you know, all the last gen and this gen titles. But I ran across a couple of other stores that actually had some of the older console games. So I was able to build up quite the stash of games in a short amount of time, being that of the PS2 titles that I've been trying to recollect. And the funny thing was, in terms of PS2 games, I was able to get 10 games for under $80. That's a good day for any gamer. If you're able to spend less than $100 and get 10 games, that's a good freaking day. It is. It's a really great day. But this video is going to be telling you all the games that I have purchased over the past month. So in other words, any games that I've purchased, whether it be a downloaded game or new console, old console, whatever game it is, if it's a game that I recently bought, I'm going to be showing it in a video. Like I said, this is a monthly thing, so this is an episode 1 of a series that I'm working on. And like I said, I hope to buy more games later on. Like I said, I'm kind of tight on money, so I probably won't do it all the time. If needed to be, I'll probably do it like every 2 or 3 months, but for right now, it's a once-a-month thing. So let's go ahead and talk about the first game, which is Grim Fandango. For those of you that don't know about this title is originally a PC title game, which was released back in 1998. I may have that date wrong. If so, do not crucify me. But yeah, it was released for the PC at the time, and recently I found out, thanks to Super Beer Bros, which is Gerard the Completionist, as well as Alex from the Pokédex thing. They both played this game on their gameplay channel, and I thought to myself, oh, okay, they're playing this, that's cool. Then all of a sudden I saw the trophy icon pull up, and I was like, wait, it's on PS4? Do a quick research, and all of a sudden it's available for a remaster on the PS4, and I think the Xbox One. I don't know, I think so. But I was actually impressed. I was like, okay, so I get to play this game, because when it was first released, I saw it as a preview, and then I saw that it was for the PC, and I was like, well, I can't play it. But now that it's on the PS4, I'm actually able to go ahead and give it a shot. The record, the computer that I've got right now, I'm sure I can play the PC version, but I would rather play it on the console just to be safe than sorry. And best part is I'll be able to play for you guys, so look forward to that. The next game, the PS4 updated version of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. I've got the PS3 original Dark Souls 2, but because I didn't buy the downloadable content yet, actually I hadn't even started the game yet, so obviously this will be played on my gameplay channel after I get done with Dark Souls later on. But I thought to myself, you know what, I'll just go ahead and get the second updated version, seeing as how technically I would be paying more for the downloadable content if I just went on ahead and just got a newer version. Which I thought to myself, you know what, I'll just get the PS4, because obviously it's the title that people are going to be playing more of. And go figure, I have yet to find a pre-owned copy of this. I had to get a new, which thankfully is not too expensive. It's like $39 to $35, depending on where you get it from. And I was able to get it at GameStop for like $35, so it wasn't too awful bad. So, look forward to this later on. Now we can go on ahead and get on to the PS2 games that I have gotten from this one store. I really don't remember the name of the store that I bought it from. I wish I did. I wish I wrote it down to where I could mention it to them and give a big shout out. But it's basically a store that was in the mall, and it had like, I guess you can call everything. It had all your books, it had all your mangas, anime collectibles, movie collectibles, movies, DVDs, CDs, vinyl records. Yes, vinyl records. It had practically everything. T-shirts, collectible pins, so on and so forth, and their game selection. And holy crap, did they have a game selection. The funny thing is, I've actually had a book build up, not like an actual Bible book thing, more like a small little book that I can usually carry around with me for reference, and I have forgot to bring it with me during the trip. One time I wish I would have brought the book with me. But they had a whole mess of games. I mean, a whole mess of games. And we're talking like, you show it to any other gamer, they would say that it's basically dirt cheap. Especially considering the name titles of these games, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull out the games that I've got right here stacked up for. First game that I picked up, well, not the first one, but one of many others, is Nano Breaker. I had heard a few things about this game, but I don't know that much about it, other than the fact that it's an action game. So I'm looking forward to playing this, so, you know, another game that you can look forward to. I was able to get this one, I think $6.99. I think that's what it was. I got this one for a pretty good price. Dark Watch. Some of you probably have heard of this one. I guarantee you have. If you haven't, you might want to look it up real quickly. It's one of Capcom's greater game titles before they kind of sunk their own ship, if you get my drift. But regardless though, whenever I was a kid, I had heard about Dark Watch and I saw previews about it and I thought, this looks freaking amazing. The only problem is though, it was, as you can see, rated mature, so I couldn't get the game. But now that I'm older, I actually get a chance to play this game, so I can't wait to play it. It's also a first-person shooter, so it's kind of unusual because you guys have saw me play a first-person shooter. Third-person, yes, but you haven't saw me play an actual first-person. So, but this game is going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to play it. Legend of Kai, or K, or I'm just going to say K. Legend of K. I don't know much about this game. I really don't. I hadn't heard anyone talk about this. The only reason why I got interested in this was because whenever people talked about, like, top games they want an HD re-release of, this was one that they put on the list. Legend of Kai, and I was like, okay, well, let's take a look at it real quickly, and I realized that it was kind of like Ratchet & Clank and Jak and Daxter series of games. You know, the ones that are platform and where they kind of like have a little bit of a combat with them, and it's pretty interesting, I think. It's the kind of game of where you haven't seen it in a while, and you thought to yourself, man, I wish they would make more games like this. And then you see this in a store, and you're like, you know what? Why don't we just take the time machine and just go back in time and play a PS2 game for a sec? I mean, it's just games like this that you can't pass up. It's really good. A game that I have played, but I have not beat, though. I need to try to beat it, hopefully later on. But, Genji, Dawn of the Samurai. A friend of mine, my best friend, let me borrow his copy way back whenever the PS2 was big still. He let me borrow it, and after I played it, it was really good, but at the time I was kind of caught up with other games that I was wanting to, so I gave it back to him, but I had not beaten it. Maybe I'll be able to actually beat it this time. I think this one I got for like $4.99. It's pretty cool, I think. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I wanted to get this one, and now I have it. For those of you that probably don't know, and for those of you that probably do know, Japan has some weird games, but this is a weird game that I'm looking forward to play, mostly because it has a combination of Pikmin and I think someone said Chibi Robot, or Chibi Robo, whatever that is. Robo Chibi, the one that's fixing to come out for the 3DS. It was originally released for the GameCube, and now it's going to have a 3DS release soon. But this one is called Tokobot Plus, Mysteries of the I can't pronounce that word shit. Remember, I'm a redneck American, I can't pronounce Japanese. I'm surprised I was able to pronounce Tokobot. I was surprised I was able to pronounce that much. But, I mean, you look at it and you think to yourself, wow, it looks weird. But if you like me and you've played Pikmin and stuff like that, it's actually really entertaining. And I'm actually interested to see how it plays out. It looks interesting. It looks like you collect the robots, you're able to control them in order to make obstacles, in order to get around certain things. So it's sort of like a strategy platform game, which is, I think is interesting, you know? I'm looking forward to actually getting to play this and kind of give it my rough now. Awkwardly enough, online it's selling for like $7.99 to $10.99. I was able to get it for just $2, $1.99. I couldn't believe it. It's like, really? I think this is considered to be rare. I mean, not extremely rare, but it's, I don't know. It looks interesting to me. I remember seeing it back whenever it was on X-Play a few years back. Yeah, I remember X-Play before G4 became shit. Oh, gosh. So, I'm sure most of you are a big fan of the series. We love Katamari. I still need to get Katamari Damacy as well as Katamari Forever, which is for the PS3. But, for the time being, I've got We Love Katamari. Technically, this is a sequel to Katamari Damacy. But, I will try to play the Katamari series for you guys, because, I had never actually played them. I remember a few years back, me and my best friend, we played, the demo disc. I don't know if you remember seeing those. But back on the PS2, they used to release magazines, and each magazine they released, sometimes they would actually have a demo disc. Now, technically, they also had demo discs on sale on certain stores where you can buy them for like, I think like $5.99 or $7.99. I don't remember the price range at the time. But you bought the demo disc, and it contained like 10 or so demos, sometimes even 5, depending on what games they were. And one of the demo discs had this on it. So we played it, and we thought to ourselves that it was really weird And now looking back at it, I wish I should actually decide to pick it up, because it's actually an interesting little gem. It's one of everybody's personal favorites. When it comes to weird Japanese games, it's good, but it's still kind of weird. So this one, unfortunately, was not the cheapest one. Instead, it was $14, $13.99, and just holy crap, was that expensive. But then again, not as expensive as paying for 20 or so. That's ridiculous. Then Helsing. Now, I decided to get Van Helsing mostly because whenever I was reading information on certain games for the PS2 lineup, most people say that Van Helsing is one of the best movie game genres, you know, movie-based games. The only thing that I was aware of back on the PS2, the only movie-related game that was actually considered to be good was that of Spider-Man 2. But hearing that Van Helsing was really good, I'm looking forward to actually playing this, and I was able to get this for $4.99, so I was able to get a good deal off of that. This next game, I don't know if any of you have heard of it. If you had, it's going to sound familiar to you, but you don't tell me if this sounds like it needs to be a movie. Samurai Western. Seriously, you hear that phrase and you think of every possible scenario from old Western movies to old samurai movies colliding together. I want this to be an actual movie. Samurai Western. Seriously, someone in the movie industry, listen to what I have to say. Make a movie out of this ideal. Seriously, why has that not happened yet? I mean, don't get me wrong, Shanghai Noon was pretty good, but it was kung fu. It wasn't really a samurai type deal. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, whenever I read the title, I was like, that's weird. But then I saw Atlas, and then I was like, on second thought, and then I looked at the details of it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm putting that on the book. And I was able to get this for, I think it was like $10.99. So this one was actually pretty good. I'm looking forward to playing this. Mostly because, according to the back of it, it says over 100 unlockable, including over 25 playable characters, 70 accessories, and 20 weapons. That's 25 playable characters already got me right on there. But over 100 unlockables? Like, what would you be unlocking? Alternate costumes? Well, if you're like this chick over here, then yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be one of those. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Now, this next game, I had not really heard of the name, nor have I actually heard of the company, or if it is familiar, it doesn't ring bells for me. The game known as Vexx from Accolade, I think. Accolade? I don't know. But I hadn't heard of this. And whenever I saw it, I thought to myself, this was yet another one of the Jak and Daxter Ratchet & Clank series, much like Legend of Kai. But Vexx looks pretty interesting, and I thought to myself, you know what? Since I am going back on the PS2, collecting games, I figured you don't want to leave anything out, right? Anything that looks interesting or anything that sounds cool, you gotta try getting it, right? Especially if you're trying to collect the games themselves. I think this one was $4.99 as well. Don't quote me on that. I've been kind of lost track of what the prices were. I need to write this stuff down so that we kind of know how much I was able to get away with. The only thing you need to know is that I was able to buy 10 PS2 games for less than $80. So that's pretty cool. But the last game that I got, and mind you, I've got the first and second one, but I hadn't gotten the third one yet. And now I do. Onimmusha 3, Demon Siege. Like I said, I hadn't played Onimmusha 1 and 2, so I'll probably play through the first one first before I play the other two. But since I thought to myself, since I hadn't gotten the third one yet, I go ahead and get it. And, I did. So, yeah, another game added to my collection. And I've heard that after the third one, the series kind of, as the term goes, dies. The series just kind of falls into segue, which is kind of a shame because the series itself sounds very, very interesting. It really does, especially when you consider the fact that Onimmusha was going to be another Resident Evil game. Why is it that with Capcom, every good title game was going to be a Resident Evil title, and then all of a sudden it transpired into a new game series? I think that's pretty cool. At the same time, it's kind of weird. Maybe Capcom needs to go back on that ideal and see what they can build up, because obviously their Resident Evil series is kind of winding down. Revelation sounds interesting, but the main series, it sounds like they kind of lost interest. So there you have it. There's all the games that I have gotten up to this point. I think, if I've gotten it right, I think all the games that I've gotten up to this point, from the $80 worth of games to Dark Souls 2 to even Grim Fandango, I think $130. Yeah, I think $130 I was able to get all of that, and that's 12 games total. So I've built quite the collection of games just from this one trip, mind you, just from this one trip, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically all for this month for my game collecting saga, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really quite come up with a name. I guess BlackCross Game Collecting? I don't know. BlackCross Collect Games. I think that's a pretty good title to go on. But regardless though, yeah, quite frankly, I'm hoping to build up my collection. I'm hoping to get more. But here's what I'm going to be telling you guys. Obviously, this year I probably won't do any because I'm kind of built up on games of what I'm wanting to play. However, depending on how things go, if there is a game that you're interested in me playing, let me know. Put it in the comments below if you want to. Put them in the comments and let me know what game you want me to play. Put in your requests. And if there's a game that I don't have on my shelf and it's not in the book, please put it down in the comments, and I will try to look up and see how I can get that particular title, because there are a lot of games that people don't even know. I mean, seriously, if you delve deep enough into that particular system, you would be surprised as to some of the more underrated games that you don't hear now. Mostly because, at the time, they weren't really that popular. Because, I mean, think of it this way. Let's players like myself are necessary for the gaming industry. Record, yeah, I know the whole theory about the whole Let's Play series about how it's a burn or whatever, or something like that. But the way I see it is that if a Let's Player plays that particular game long enough, then there's a good chance that other gamers who watch that video will eventually get to actually, you know, want to buy that game, you know? Be like, hey, that's pretty interesting, I actually might want to pick it up, and then he eventually picks it up. You know, I mean, it's something to think on, because the Game Grumps, there have been a bunch of games that they have played, and then I thought to myself, you know what, that actually looks interesting. I want to go ahead and pick up this game, and then, dun-dun, I eventually get it. That's how I got games like Sengoku Bassarai, Castlevania, the very first Castlevania for the NES. There's that, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night's another one that I just recently had looked on Game Grumps and ended up getting later on. I mean, they're just, the way I see it, you're doing everybody a favor when you play other games that people hadn't heard of. Like I said, Grim Fandango is a PC game at the time, and now that the Remastered game has been released, I'm actually interested in wanting to play that, and it's thanks to the Beer Bros. So I mean, it's something that you consider giving tribute to the gaming community as it is, you know? Because I mean, think about it. If we all just wanted to get one particular set of games, it'd be kind of boring. The majority of us usually like to play any number of games all together, so that's why we try to collect these games. That's why we try to look up information. That's why the majority of us, when we're able to go to a yard sale or go to a thrift store or any other place and we're able to find games like I did, just a treasure trove for less than nothing, that's a freaking amazing day. That's like one of the best days you can ever ask for, because sometimes you can go online and there's a game title that you've been wanting to get, and all of a sudden it's selling for like $50. Ouch. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say for this video. So, like I said, leave your suggestions of what games I should get or play for the show, and hopefully I'll be able to get to them. But like I said, for the time being right now, I am trying to finish up The Last of Us. According to what it says, I should be at 63% of the way of being done. So in other words, I've got like another 30% left, right? Right. So I've almost got The Last of Us finished up. After that, I'm going to work on Dark Souls. That will be a somewhat quick playthrough, except for the DLC, because I had not played the DLC yet. So that'd be interesting. I'm going to be playing a game in between Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, so that way I can get the series spaced out. Then I'll play Dark Souls 2. I'm hoping to play Mighty Number 9. And then after Mighty Number 9, I have not decided as far as that goes. I mean, like I said, I don't know. There are a lot of games that I have not played yet, and I'm hoping to get to all of them. So just stay tuned and watch, and hope that I'm entertaining to you guys. So like I said, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and give that subscribe button a click. And, you know, put your comments. Let me know what you think. And if you feel like I need to improve some, let me know, and I will do as best as I can. Because, like I said, I've got a very slow computer, and it's going to be a while before I get a new one. But regardless, though, I will see you in the next video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and may God bless you.